everyone, and welcome. This is a live stream, a fan stream of firsts here. This is our first ever dedicated Indiana Jones fan stream. We're so excited for that. I think this is our first Pulse fan stream of 2023. So we are excited to kick things off with a bang here with this dedicated Indy live stream. And you can see we're actually in a new location. This is on our Hasbro campus, but very clearly Indiana Jones themed. I don't know if they developed it with Indiana Jones in mind, but
sure feels like it.
It definitely works. Yeah, I think we'll be going on a quest afterwards somewhere back there and exploring a little bit. So this is exciting. My name's Patrick. I'm the marketing director for Indiana Jones.
I'm Chris. I'm design manager.
And I'm Eric. I'm a designer.
Awesome. So we were thrilled to be part of PulseCon a few months ago. There, if you joined us, you will have seen we revealed our very first Indiana Jones product from the new line. First time anyone ever saw it. And we were really excited. There were some great reactions. Thank you to everyone out there. That just always, we really love to see those. So excited to see the great reactions to those items that we revealed. And the pre-order results were amazing. We set records for a new brand. The Adventure Series Indy was the #1 item with some retailers, kind of across all of items. So it was great to see that. So at PulseCon, we shared our first wave of Adventure Series, including that figure I mentioned, the classic Raiders of the Lost Ark Indiana Jones, along with Marion, Sala, Belloc, and Tote. So a nice variety of figures. And we also shared our other fan action figure expression, retro figures, including the first item we revealed in that expression, again, Indiana Jones. Yeah, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3.
Indiana Jones.
And finally, we showed our Staff of Ra premium roleplay artifact. We were thrilled to see the strong pre-order results there as well. So we're keeping things rolling here with our first dedicated Pulse fan stream in 2023. But first, before we get into the product, this came out a month ago, but the first trailer for the new movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, took the world by storm back in December, and we've just got to take another look. I've seen it many times, I keep refreshing it, but let's take another look here. Let's roll that film.
I miss the desert. I miss the sea. And I miss waking up every morning, wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps not.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things I can't explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe. It's how hard you believe it.
Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back!
All right, that is amazing. Every time I see that thing, it just yanks me right back to my childhood. There's so much stuff in there that just harkens back to the original movies. So excited. All right, we've got a lot to share today, including more Adventure Series, more retro, and our kid and games line. So along with some pipeline reveals at the end, so let's keep moving. One quick housekeeping note, we're going to be revealing a lot today, you guys. But we will only be pre-ordering a few items, and we'll flag those as we get to them. Other items will be available later this spring, and actually that's true for the other 3 Adventure Series items that were revealed at PulseCon, Sala, Marion, and Belloc. They'll go on sale later this spring. All right, so let's dive in, starting with items from our games and kids lines. Eric?
So the whole family can enjoy the Indiana Jones films, and obviously playing games is a family activity, so we love the fit of Indy with Hasbro Gaming. Specifically, Indy sees our hero globe-trotting to different locations around the world, and fortunately, we have a game that is all about different properties. It's Indiana Jones Monopoly. So in this game, players will imagine traveling the world of Indy's adventures as they relive memorable moments from the first 3 films. They will race to take control of locations such as the Well of Souls and chase down precious artifacts on your quest for fortune and glory. And of course, the last player with money when all other players have gone bankrupt wins. Indiana Jones Monopoly is available at most major retailers in the US, Canada, and the EU, and it'll be on shelf later this spring.
That looks awesome. No, I love Monopoly, love Indiana Jones, and my kids are just starting to get to that age, so really looking forward. Maybe their first Monopoly experience will be with this version. So it looks like a lot of fun. All right, moving now to our kid line. So as shared at PulseCon, Indiana Jones started off as a kid line in the 1980s. Not breaking any news there. And of course, the 2008 line was developed with kids as the primary audience. So our line here in 2023 will have product both for kids and also targeted at more adult fans. So next, we're going to show several items from our kid line, starting with a role-play item. And of course, for Indiana Jones, there's nothing more signature than his whip. So we are bringing this to life with the Action Kraken Whip. Let's take a look at that. So, and we see it here. This whip brings indie roleplay for kids to the next level with a brand new play feature, a unique extending and retracting feature. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. There we go. Whoa. It closely mimics an actual whip. It's very safe, though. Very safe, though. I'm not going to ask. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's like, there we go. Brings me back to the 1980s and 90s in a different way with those slap bracelets. So it's got that great mechanical whip cracking sound to lead into the fantasy in that way as well. It's going to be a ton of fun for kids and clearly adults as well. I'll try not to do this too much. So that's the product. You can see this on the packaging as well, which we see here. The kids in our shoot had a lot of fun with the item. We didn't have to
he was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do too much prompting for that smile. So that's a great item. That is our Action Kraken Whip. Do it one more time, but I'm sure we'll see it again later. All right, so that's our first item.
And up next, kids will want a signature Indy to play with, and again, Indy's whip action is so iconic and unique to the character, which brings us to our next item, the Whip Action Indy. So the 12-inch figure fits perfectly in kids' hands. It features signature phrases from the movie, and of course, the legendary whip action with the real sound effects. 2 different modes can whip up, down, or left and right. And the packaging features renders based off of the entertainment as well. Yeah. So this is the packaging here.
Well, it's got a great try-me in it too, so you can whip right in the package. Yeah.
Whole lot of
whip.
You
think that's a whip? There. I'm going to keep this for the entire show there. We'll see more of that. But yeah, some great phrases and sounds. It's an awesome item.
Yeah, it's a very cool one. But moving on, our last reveals of the day in our kids line. At PulseCon, we revealed that we would have a Worlds of Adventure line. So we showed you a logo then, but indie movies they're just an exciting world with cool vehicles, animals, locations.
Locations like this.
Locations just like this. And Worlds of Adventure will bring all these great world-building elements to life for kids. We've got a basic and deluxe items in the line, so you get kind of price points all over the place, really cool offerings. And the first one here, the first characters we shared for both Adventure Series and Retro were Indiana Jones, so I think that's an appropriate place to start here. So let's do the same. We'll move into Indiana Jones with his adventure backpack. So we've got that Indy, and he is cool. He's got the backpack, he's got the boulder. I'm trying to set him up here too so I can play with him. Oh man, there's so many little pieces. This one comes with the idol, which is great. So yeah, it's fantastic. The thing I love about Worlds of Adventure is they clearly harken back to those classic films, but even just from what we've seen in the trailer so far, with nods to the new movie, that boulder, the moments like that. So here you get Indy with his backpack. He's out for an adventure. The backpack opens up so you can store some stuff in there. So great play right out of the box. Little spiders that attach to him. The boulder opens up. You can store all your goodies inside there. And then some great packaging for this one as well. These Worlds of Adventure pieces, they all have this amazing art on the front of the pack. And then the back highlights some of all the includes, I guess, in what comes in it. So just some great stuff all around. So side of the pack features some highlights of all the accessories. Got some fun peeks at other ones coming up. Spiders, snakes, torches, whips, machetes, all of it. Yeah. And like I said, this one in particular comes with a tiny little golden idol there. Awesome. A great one. Very cool. All right, so that's that one. But up next, Indy's great, but we've got a new movie and can't wait to see the other great new characters in toy form. Starting with our next reveal, she's either Indy's goddaughter or barely related. I mean, we'll see.
Clear from the trailer.
Yeah. It's Helena Shaw with a motorcycle. So take a look at this one. And here's where we see, here's where we see those great Indy vehicles starting to come to life. And what is more iconic for an Indy movie vehicle-wise than motorcycles? I mean, I think every movie he's been on a motorcycle. Well, maybe not every movie. Yeah. But he is certainly in his element on a motorcycle. So this one, it's just a great way to go for her. A fun new motorcycle. Comes with a launcher, saddlebags, an artifact that we got to create, which was pretty cool, like to include in here. So she's got a little skull with a crown piece that's a fun artifact for that world of Indy. And you'll see those kind of pieces throughout the entire line of Worlds of Adventure. But again, great packaging art on the front showing off those features, and another cool figure.
Cool. Awesome. We will crack the whip and keep going. So as we said in the intro, Worlds of Adventure will bring to life the cool locations, vehicles, and animals that we've seen in the movies. So we've seen those first two, but what about those animals? So again, tying to the classic films, but also the Dial of Destiny, as we've seen in the trailer, we have Indiana Jones with a horse. So let's take a look here.
It's the motorcycle of animals.
Yes, exactly. That's great. You've been sitting on that one. There we go. So this is obviously a different look for Indy than the last one we saw. He's got a slightly different outfit. The horse is articulated. You can see the legs move here, so he can gallop along. And again, you have a lot of accessories, including saddlebags, an artifact you can see here on the packaging. I think that artifact is another snake. The artifact is the Grail, a foe in the form of a snake. So great out-of-the-box play. So those are items from our basic line, but as mentioned, we have a deluxe line as well for those larger, more complex items. So up first, returning to a new character from Dial of Destiny that we've never seen before in toy form. Snakes and spiders, I know, drum roll. Snakes and spiders are fine foes, but this line would not be complete without the new epic villain, Dr. Jürgen Wohler.
Wow.
That's my German coming out again. And his plane. So let's take a look at this guy. He looks pretty impressive piloting his plane here. So he looks like a great new villain worthy of Indiana Jones. And this plane, again, harkens back to The Last Crusade, but is also clearly inspired by the Dial of Destiny trailer. The plane comes with spots for two figures from across the line. They're in the cockpit on manning the gun. And it has a projectile accessories and also features a tail hook you can use to capture other characters and vehicles. So lots of play right out of the box and across the line. We are excited about those two items.
Yeah, so finally, with our last reveal in our kid line before we move on to retro, but if you've been keeping count, we've seen horses, planes, and solo motorcycle, but there's a slightly different vehicle in that classic Indy, had an iconic chase scene in The Last Crusade. It wouldn't be an Indy line without Indiana Jones with a motorcycle and sidecar. So we've got that one as well here in Worlds of Adventure. He is another unique look for the Indy figure himself in here, slightly tweaked from all the other ones. So yet a different Indy.
Nice diversity, depth, yeah.
Even Indy has costume changes.
Absolutely.
They're subtle sometimes, but they're there. So this one, the wheels move. It's a motorcycle. Of course the wheels move. But again, holds two characters. It's got that sidecar. I've got some of his accessories dumped in there. A second whip, in addition to the one you've got there. The launcher, so
Oh, we're not getting
shoot
that
those
back.
right off. No, that's off in the Indy. Another
In the
reason.
forest, yeah.
So just some great items from our Kids Focus line that we're sharing here today for the first time. So all of these items are available at most major retailers in the US and Canada and on shelf later this spring.
That's awesome. No, I'm excited for this. My son is turning 4 in February, so this comes out later this spring, and it's 4+. So we're going to have hours of adventure. I'll try to bring him here in this location.
It's almost like you were involved in the development of all this stuff. It's planned for
Almost
him.
as though, yeah. All right.
All right, so moving on to our fan items and our retro collection. So I think everybody's excited for this one. This is all about celebrating the original figures in all their nostalgic glory with all the classic styling and packaging that we all know from our childhood. As mentioned, we revealed our retro Indiana Jones figure at PulseCon, and we're going to reveal the rest of that wave here today. So first up in that is Marion. So just like our first wave of Adventure series, this wave celebrates the first Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And just like Adventure series, a wave of retro Raiders of the Lost Ark wouldn't be complete without one of the figures from that first wave 40 years ago, Marion, like I said. So we've got her, an amazing soft goods on this figure. She's got that great dress that's all created out of little pieces of, I'm going to hold her up because she has little tiny feet here. Again, just like the original. But we spent a lot of time really tracking down the right kind of lace to really make that outfit and match the original figure that we had in hand as closely as possible. So, and of course, she's got a monkey.
The
monkey with the tiniest retro face ever there. And then, of course, the great packaging. Okay, take a nap, Marion. So the great retro packaging. So recreating the card art, just like the originals. And then on the back, we've got a great scene there too. So a great figure. Next up, another classic from that first wave of the original Kenner line. He looks good in any styling again. We have to hand it to him. Thank you, Patrick, for that. That trick never gets old.
That's it.
That's right, it's Tote. So we've got him in a great look for him. Again, recreating that classic Kenner figure. And he's got this fantastic trench coat that clips on over his figure. The fun thing with him was just matching. I mean, we had the original again. Yeah. Like we keep reiterating that because it's important to these to mimic those originals. But matching the durometer, the softness of the plastic for that coat, so that it fits similar and just like the original in all those regards. Again, same sort of thing with the packaging, recreating that original card art. So you can see it here, but the back of these also has a great scene with sandy bottom just to kind of mimic those original card arts.
Awesome. Very cool. So for our next reveal, we didn't want to completely copy that first Kenner wave, so we wanted to get in a character from a subsequent wave. But similar to the Cairo swordsman, he's an imposing foe for Indy. He is, of course, the German mechanic. So similar to our retro Indy, wanted to have that consistency, and of course, recreating as best as possible the original 1980s figure, we've included his wrench-wielding action feature. So you can see it right here.
It works the other way, too. You take it up and
Absolutely.
he flings it down.
Yes. So. But that wrench is no match for my whip. I won't do it again. And of course, the packaging. So the film out isn't standard, which is actually interesting. It's a behind-the-scenes shot, and it wasn't readily available, so our brand design team shared. We found an original 1980s card back, scanned it, and cleaned it up to match the original Kenner release. So neat little detail there. So on to our final retro reveal. At PulseCon, we shared that ultimately we were going to deliver a mix of original and never-seen-before figures in the Indy Retro collection. And so our final reveal for today is a bit of a mix. We'll certainly have some completely never-seen-befores. But this one, our final retro reveal, the figure has been seen before, and the card back has been seen, but not by too many people. Riddles.
There's what, like 5 of them that exist? Something like that?
Absolutely. So of course we're talking about Belloc. So let's take a look at him right there. So his soft goods obviously are very interesting on this figure. We clearly worked hard to match the pattern on that soft goods outfit, making sure it was tied the same way with the ribbon. He looks amazing, just the detail on that. Love the staff, of course. Love the detail on his necklace.
ceremonial,
yeah, absolutely.
breastplate there. Yeah.
And great soft goods detail. And of course the packaging. So take a little nap there, Belloc.
Here, I'll give him a little supporting hand.
So as hinted above,
Oh.
this was the mail-away figure from the original Kenner line. And for the first time, this figure is in wide distribution on a Kenner-inspired cardback. So if you were one of the 5 who didn't get this 40 or so years ago, this is your chance to get Belloc on a cardback. So that's our launch wave of retro figures, along with that indie that we showed at PulseCon. As mentioned, these items won't be going on pre-order. They'll just go on shelf later this spring. They'll be available at most major retailers, including Hasbro Pulse in the US, Canada, UK, and France, and they'll be available at fan retailers and Amazon in Germany and Austria, and finally, fan retailers, e-com, and toy specialist in Spain and Italy. Apologies for the laundry list, but it's important to get that information out there for our fans around the world. So that is it for retro. But what are we talking about next, Eric?
So moving on to our final product reveals, we are going to be talking about the Adventure series and the most robust series in the line this year. As mentioned, we revealed our mainline Raiders wave at PulseCon, and for the first time, we're going to see figures from Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade. And these items are all retail exclusives and are the first exclusives that we're sharing. So up first, you may have seen this item already, but we're excited to talk about it and share some details you might not be aware of. Obviously, we all work on both Star Wars and indie lines, but we love the Easter eggs and winks between both of these Lucasfilm brands. So including this next one, who loves to frequent a fictitious Shanghai club named after an iconic Jedi Master, it's Club Obi-Wan Indiana Jones.
Absolutely. It's a great looking figure. So dapper.
Yes, he is. And he comes with a bunch of accessories. So some of them are pretty tiny.
Yeah.
So following the best practice from other brands, our retail exclusives won't have a builder in them. But as a result, instead, they are filled with accessories to build out the entire scene. It comes complete with a small vial of antidote, which he is holding in his hand currently, the Narachi urn, which is right here, the skewer of flaming chickens, and the sword. And obviously he is much more of a clean-shaven and less travel-worn than the Raiders indie we showed at PulseCon. He also comes with a diamond, which you can kind of see right there. So it's another really small accessory.
Is that the smallest accessory we've ever done in 6-inch?
It's either that or the little gear shifter knob with.
Oh, of course,
with
yeah. But right
that
there,
one,
don't lose either of them.
don't lose either. At least this one has a nice shine to it,
Shiny,
which is
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
So this is our first time that we're seeing him without the hat, so we can see that magnificent hair that he is always styling. And for the packaging.
Oh yeah, I put it back down. What was I
So
thinking?
for the packaging, has a great illustration inspired by the opening scene from Temple of Doom.
That's awesome.
So we're just really excited about this. Love the packaging. I think it looks really nice
the
and
illustration
sits really
work
well
on these
shelf.
is just top notch. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool.
All righty.
Cool. So next up, we've had Tote, we've had Belloc, but now we have our next villain in the line. From The Last Crusade, we said it about Belloc, and it holds for this character as well. We're pretty sure you're going to lose your head over this next one.
I wrote that joke.
It's Walter Donovan.
Here.
Cool.
Donovan,
Yeah.
look at that.
So, similar to Club Obi-Wan Indy, he comes packed with accessories. He actually has even more over here.
I like that they're hiding behind the
Yes,
plant over there.
hiding. He has so many accessories, I had to hide him somewhere. So most notably, he comes with his zombie head. I guess he chose poorly. So added a dry brush to the skin to make him appear a little bit more pale, a little bit more gaunt. It has the same base skin tone, but this makes him just appear more, dead and zombie-like. So
Over here, maybe we get a close-up with our
Yeah, absolutely.
camera.
And the inkjet was also just a really fun challenge on that head. We really wanted to ensure that the eyes looked realistic, but also grotesque to match the scene, because they're a little bit bigger than normal. We didn't want them to look too cartoony, but they needed to look like they're kind of popping out of his face. So it was a similar execution as pursued on the Tote figure to ensure that the eyes bug out in the right way, basically. So his weapon is the False Grail. and a large piece of the Grail tablet from his office early in the film. And for the packaging, again, clearly the focus of the packaging is on the Grail temple. The renders are inspired right before the scene where Donovan sips from the false Grail, and the side panel shows the unfortunate aftermath of that scene. So just, again, really cool. Love all the different styles. That kind of sketchy style just fits really well with the line.
Yeah, no, I love Tote and kind of what you've done with that figure.
It's really fun to have those like alternate head looks, especially like the more grotesque stuff. That it really changes the character a lot.
That's awesome. Very cool.
So for our final product reveal for today, Indiana Jones is obviously a globetrotter, an adventurer, a hero, but none of that pays the bills. He is a professor, and the next figure looks pretty great in a suit. It's Professor Indiana Jones.
This one's really fun.
Yeah.
He's got
He
some
also
great
has
accessories
last
here.
accessory that's hidden behind the
plant.
behind the plant. So again, you'll see that the impressive amount of accessories that we have, including this Sir Richard shield. We wanted to make sure to include this given the importance in the quest for the Grail. So we were able to include it here, even though Indy wears a slightly different suit in that scene, suit and tie in that scene. So the shield includes the full inscription, and we were able to achieve a cool weathered pattern effect on it with a lot of tampos and wipes and stuff. It makes it look really realistic. So we're really, really happy with how that turned out. Also comes complete with the leg bone torch and the wrapped Grail diary. So, but don't worry, you'll be able to get the unwrapped diary later in a later version in the line. So we also worked to make sure that there was consistency between the various indies. We had to make sure that the skin tones all match between the Raiders version and these versions, as well as the hair. There are going to be a ton more indies in the line, so this was kind of a challenge as we continue throughout the line. We want to make sure that each indie is consistent with the previous one, but also hopefully an improvement as we really dial that in.
It's subtly different. Like this guy doesn't have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Exactly.
Yeah. All those subtle differences between scene to scene indies.
And things like that.
Can't have that at Marshall College.
No, you can't. Yeah, it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff also just really changes how he looks too. Like it's just removing the facial hair.
Yeah.
You have to like adjust the lip color to be able to make up for that. So there's a lot of like subtle shifts that even just removing the 5 o'clock shadow effects.
Cool.
So we did this to make sure that, so we also made sure that all the hands were swappable, so interchangeable. They all had the same ball joint. We wanted to make sure that we had the flexibility to swap these between the title character and onto the packaging. Similar to the product, the focus is clearly his professor outfit, but we also feature his outfit in the Venetian catacombs to support the torch and shield accessories in the pack. Awesome. So just really excited for this, excited to be able to show more Adventure Series stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how many people get little tiny pieces of tracing paper and start rubbing on the tablet and on the shield and making miniature diaries.
Going on a search for the Grail themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's here somewhere.
Somewhere. It's right over there in that booth, yeah. All right, so as mentioned, these are the Adventure Series items, our retail exclusives. Club Obi-Wan Indy. This is going to be a lot, so pay attention.
Get your pens and pencils out.
Patrick can jump in here if I need him. But Club Obi-Wan Indy is available at Target in the U.S. and Toys R Us in Canada. He is available at fan retailers and Amazon in Germany and Austria, and then fan retailers in France, UK, Spain, and Italy. Donovan is available at Walmart in the U.S. and Canada. He is available at fan retailers in Spain, France, and the UK, Italy, Germany, and Austria. And then Professor Indy is available at Walmart in the US and Canada, and available at fan retailers and Amazon in Germany and Austria, and then fan retailers, e-com, and Toy Specialty in France and the UK. And fan retailers in Spain and Italy.
Yeah, yeah, Chris.
Wow.
That was a marathon.
Take a deep breath.
Thankfully, I can read. That's a tough one to get through. Yeah. All right, they'll be on shelf later this spring, and these items will be available for pre-order. So Club Obi-Wan Indy is available for pre-order tomorrow, Thursday, January 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Donovan and Professor Indy will be available for pre-order later this spring.
Awesome.
Ooh, wow, that was a lot of data. Yeah. All right. Hopefully you guys all got that. If not, just go back like 6 minutes or something till when I started that whole diatribe. All right. But Just like with Star Wars, we're excited to close with some pipeline reveals.
Yeah.
And just like those, these are intended to give a glimpse down the pipeline to things that we aren't ready to show you product on yet, but we want to give you a glimpse at what's coming. So we've got a few from characters from our adventure series. We'll show you those. And just like our first wave was focused on Raiders of the Lost Ark, our second wave will feature characters from, of course, Temple of Doom. Mm-hmm. So first, of course, there should be no surprise here, I don't think, to anybody who's watching this, that each movie in the Indiana Jones saga is going to feature at least one unique Indiana Jones. So our first pipeline reveal is, of course, Indiana Jones in his unique and iconic look from the end of Temple of Doom.
Very cool. Excited to see these second wave figures.
The second wave figures, yeah. They're just as beautiful as the first wave. Maybe even more so in a couple of cases, yeah.
We'll see.
So next in the wave, hopefully you saw the reunion over on social media between Harrison Ford and this actor at D23 a few months back. You can't have Temple of Doom without Indy's heroic sidekick. That's right, Short Round.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's gonna look great.
Super fun figure.
Yeah. So finally, in this wave, we'll have more figures in the wave, but the final one from Temple of Doom, Indy, of course, looks heroic in that scene on the bridge at the end of the movie, but he also features a distinctive look in the movie's second act. And of course, it's the only time that Indy breaks bad. It is hypnotized Indiana Jones. It's going to be great to get him into the line. Very different look, obviously very different beat for the character, so excited for that one. Now, as mentioned, obviously those first three characters were from Temple of Doom, but there are two items in this wave from a different movie. This wave is expected to hit in the summer, so of course we wanted to feature two critical characters from the new movie, The Dial of Destiny. And as we said above, each movie is going to feature at least one figure of the title character. So we have Indiana Jones from The Dial of Destiny. And you're seeing that image here from the trailer. Again, amazing trailer. Yep. You won't watch it again, but excited to get the...
Well, I am going to watch it again. I don't know about you, but maybe not right now.
Yep. Excited to get the eponymous character, the title character, Indiana Jones from the new movie. And for our final pipeline reveal, we will have more figures from the Dial of Destiny. Given what we've seen in the trailer, this next character is clearly going to establish a strong place in the movie, in the saga, and in our hearts. It is, of course, Helena Shaw, who we talked about earlier, is either Indy's goddaughter or barely related. We don't know. They seem to have contrary opinions in the trailer, so we'll see. So that's our pipeline reveals. Those are the figures in our second wave of Adventure Series. We're excited to show product at some point in the future, and excited for more pipeline reveals. So that's it, but that was a lot. We did games, we did kid product, retro, adventure series. We covered 4 different films, but we are going to keep the excitement going in the next 6 months as we lead up to the new movie in June. We'll be back, we'll have more beats. There's much more to come. We've got an exciting few months planned. So we've definitely been, last time, cracking the whip here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We will see you soon. Goodbye, everyone.